All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth, and peace to fellow Akim has a life daily. With that said, Shalom. My name is Aina. I'm with GMS Detroit Bar Camp. Pray this video is edifying to the hopeful elect, to so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners scattered abroad to four corners of the whole world. And this video is on the second coming of Yahawashi, who the world innately calls Jesus. We hate that name, Jesus, because every time we think of that name, we think of that white image, the one, Caesarea Borgia or Serapis Christos, that image, every time I hear that name, I think of that white image. I don't think of what the Bible say that he should look like. And when the Lord returns, all the nations going well because he ain't looking like what the image that they pushed out. So this is Acts 1:16, and when they therefore were to come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And it wasn't time yet for him to do that, but they knew that Yahawashi was the man, the man that they've been waiting for. He was the Mashiach, he was the Mashiach. And they knew that when Yahawashi returned, this wasn't his second coming. When Yahawashi rose from the dead after being crucified on the cross, that he was the man. And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the time or the seasons which the Father had put in his own power. And a few more prophecies have to be played out. Right now, we're waiting for a few more major prophecies that have to play out. The MOTB being fully implemented, the Jacob's Trouble, Famine of the Word, and World War III. And that's what we're waiting for. Them four major prophecies. But the MOTB has to be fully implemented. Then Jacob's Trouble, Famine of the Word, and then World War III. All these prophecies have to come through. But ye shall receive power. After that, the Holy Spirit is come down upon you, and ye shall be a witness unto me both in Jerusalem and all Judea and Samaria, and to the othermost parts of the earth. And we're in the othermost parts of the earth right now, And this right here, this message is what must be preached across the world, and then the end shall come. Not that Christianity, that plantation Christianity, not that Islam, not that any other religion that it is. This is the truth. The truth is supposed to be preached unto the othermost parts of the earth, and then the end shall come. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received them out of their sight. And that cloud is a metaphor for a chariot. What they call a UFO, the UAPs, that's what the cloud was. And while they looked steadfastly towards heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, ye men of Galilee. Oh yeah, those two men were angels. Those was angels. They didn't let them know that they was angels because, one thing about angels in Yahawashi, hey, they could uh, 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 um, uh, 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 make themselves look like anything, or transform their appearance to where you won't know who who they are unless they allow them to show you that it was them. You know, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into the heavens? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you in heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. So, the same way Yahushua left is the same way he's going to return. He's going to return in a so-called cloud. You know, in a metaphor, in a chariot. Matter of fact, in Ezra the 13th chapter, the prophet Ezra said that his chariot is the size of a mountain, a big giant fathership. So, with that said, let's drop that one. And this is Revelations 12:7. And there was a war in heaven, and Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels, and the dragon, no, Slakia, I'm reading it all over. And Revelations 12:7, and there was a war in heaven, and Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. And this talking about this future prophecy about World War III is going on. This right here is going to happen before the return of Yahushua. The archangel Michael and his angels are going to pave the way for Yahushua and the Most High to return. You know, and that's talking about in the outer upper atmosphere. They not going out in outer space and fight them because they can't get past the Van Allen belt. You know, they can't get past that. There's a barrier that they can't get past. You know, and prevail not. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. The Most High is going to take them out while they think. If they think they can hide up in space, there's no hiding or escaping the wrath of the Lamb or the wrath of Yahweh Shai. You know, this is talking about Michael and the angels taking down their forces, the satellites, every damn thing that's in the upper atmosphere. The Archangel Michael. This is Zechariah 1:5. And it say a flying scroll, but it's not a flying scroll. It's a chariot, you know, what the world Indian calls a UFO. I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked a flying roll, and look and behold a flying roll, a flying scroll. Get the fuck out of here. That's the reason why the elder apostles be telling us, blue air be going off. This is a UFO or UAP. It's a chariot of the Most High. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, and I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. Now, this right here, it should let you know, hey, it's not a flying roll because, the length thereof is 20 cubits and the breadth thereof is, matter of fact, let me take this out. Strong's G and 80 feet. How much is it? Is 20 cubits? 80 feet. You know. So if the length of it was 80 feet and the breadth of it was 10 cubits, so 80 and 20 cubits wide, 20 feet wide. It was 80 feet long and 20 feet cubits wide. You know. Then he said unto me, "This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that still shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off on that side according to it." And hey, this is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for divine intervention. We're waiting for Yahawashi and the angels to come gather us up out of here. In these things, the chariots, you know, these are the vehicles of the Most High. You know, this is Habakkuk, because Habakkuk is talking about the second coming of Yahawashi. This is Habakkuk. And I've heard that, this is Habakkuk 3 and 2. I have heard thy speech and was afraid, O Yahweh. Revive thy work in the midst of years. In the midst of years, make known in wrath, remember mercy. And revive thy work. The Most High, with this reviving of his work is when the Most High is going to gather up the children of Israel from the four corners of the world, and starting with the 144,000 of the elect and the 1/3 of Israel. You know, in fact, let's just get it. This is Zechariah 3. I think it's Ephesians 3 and 18. No, this is actually 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that Zechariah 13 and 8, it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third part shall be left therein. And a two of you know, 2/3 of you so-called jakes ain't gonna make it. Y'all gonna be destroyed because y'all too damn wicked. It's what it is. And hey, how they say uh 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 motherfuckers are tired of Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, especially you evil ones, you wicked ones. How about Shim Yahshua is going to destroy you because you refuse the Lord, and y'all just plain wicked. Y'all just been programmed to be wicked motherfuckers. So the Most High is going to destroy y'all, and y'all gonna come back in the loins of the elect in the 1/3. But and I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined. I will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call upon my name, and I will hear them, And I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is my power. And a lot of you so-called Jakes don't believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai or his son Yahweh Shai. So y'all going to be destroyed. As simple as that. You know, this is revived our work in the midst of years. Matter of fact, it's going to be the next high holy day. This is Jeremiah 23, I think it's 23 and 7. 23 and 6. In his days, Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is by his name, whereby shall be called Yahweh our righteousness. You know, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord. They will no more. They shall no more say, Yahweh liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but Yahweh liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, from all the countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. And this is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for divine intervention. We're waiting for the Most High to gather us out of the north country and from all the countries whither He driven them. But hey, the most of salvation is going to be done in right here in the North Country. Matter of fact, when they're talking about all the land and Zephaniah and Zechariah 13 and 8, it's talking about America. So there's a lot of saving is going to be done right here in America. You know, and all the land is America. 2 parts of the Jakes in America are going to die. 1/3 of the Jakes in America are going to be delivered out of here. And this is where the most of the savings is going to take place, right here in America. Back to Habakkuk. Uh, um, and Yahweh came from Teman, the Holy One from Mount Paran, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Shalah, and his glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. And this talking about Yahweh Shai, the Holy One from Mount Paran, Shalah, and his glory covered the heavens. The glory covering the heavens is the chariots blotting out the sky, and the earth was full of his praise. This talking about referring to the chariots, and it's a show of power because Yahweh Shai returns. He's come with a armada of chariots with him, and he had and his matter of fact, what scripture I'm looking for? No, Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. And Yahweh Shai, when he turns, he's not coming to be Mr. Nice Guy. He's coming to make war on you heathens and the wicked, and the 2/3 of Israel. A 2/3 of you are going to die. You know, you know. Uh, 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 he's not coming to save everybody from themselves. And matter of fact, the white horse is a metaphor for a chariot right here in this scripture, and he's coming to judge and make war. He's not coming to be a nice guy. Back over here at Habakkuk, and he had brightness as as the light, and he had horns coming out of his hand, and there was no hiding of his power. And this is a metaphor for spiritual powers, laser beams, and what, like War of the World. These chariots are gonna be zapping you motherfucking people. Excuse me, while I was ruling. I just can't wait till I get the fuck out of this kingdom. Back to it. He had and his brightness was as the light, and he had horns coming out of his hand, and there was no hiding of his power. It's a concentrated heat from the laser beams, just like in War of the World. Them beams was hitting people and turn them into powder, turn them to dust. The same is going to be happening when the Lord returns. He's going to be fucking people up. And before him went the pestilence, and coal, burning coals went forth at his feet, and he stood and measured the earth, and he beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered, and the perpetual hills did bow, and his ways are the everlasting, are everlasting. God, because when Yahawashi return, he's coming to take down all nations. He's a this these nuclear weapons is coming to destroy. In fact, the Yahawashi main purpose is come to gather up the Israelites and set them up in the power, in powership, because he's going to be the first ruler, and we being joint heirs unto, like with Yahawashi, we're going to also be rulers over certain things of Yahawashi's kingdom. You know, this is Yahawashi speaking of his second coming. Uh, 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 uh. This is one of my favorite scriptures, Matthew 24:27. As lightning coming out of the east is shining even unto the west, so shall also this coming of the Son of Man be. And lightning, the angels in Yahweh Shai is going to be moving faster than lightning to gather up the hopeful elect. You know, and the elect are going to be taken like up in the whirlwind, like Elijah. You know, was taken up in a whirlwind. What was it, Elisha? I think it's Elisha was taken up in a whirlwind. Slakia. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. And the carcass are the Israelites, the 1/3 Israelites, and the eagles are the reapers, who you ignorantly call little green men, because the scriptures have you thinking that little green men are in them UFOs and UAPs, but no, that's the angels. They be in that, you know. That's how Shaitan, or the one you ignorantly call Satan, go up and down in and walk, go up and down in the world, you know. Like in when he was talking to the Most High in the Book of Job, he was going up and down and walking. Matter of fact, nah, I ain't gonna get it. That take me off the scriptures, off the video. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. And this is when nuclear war is happening. The warheads are striking the earth, and the warheads is shaking terribly the earth. That's going to be the earthquake, the great earthquake, and the warheads also is going to be cleansing the earth, because that fire is a cleansing agent, and we keep telling you that the Most High is going to return. He's going to destroy the world again, And the first time he destroyed it with water was the cleansing agent. And this time he's going to destroy it again with fire, a cleansing and a purifying agent. you know, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the stars falling from heaven is a thermonuclear warheads falling back towards the earth like an untimely fig that has been shaken of a mighty tree. And these warheads are going to be hidden mostly right here where I'm living in. I'm living in Babylon the Great. I'm living in Nineveh. I'm living in Sodom and Gomorrah, and also Basra, America's all these places spiritually. You know, I live in the United States of America, and this place right here is going to be turned into a living lake of fire. And that's the reason why I prayed that I'm of the hopeful elect of the 1/3, so I can get the fuck out of here and I can get saved, out rescued from this impending destruction. And the stars shall fall from heaven, and the power of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and the Son of Man that's talking about Yahawashi. And then shall all the nations of the tribe, then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, because he's not coming to save everybody. He's coming to save his people. You know, he's not coming to save you if you're an Edomite. He's not coming to save you if you're a heathen of the heathen nations. He's coming to save his people, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, starting with the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad, the four corners of the whole world. That's who he's coming to save, to rescue his people. And within that, it's a 1/3 of Israel. That's who he's coming to rescue. Not all of you Israelites. You wicked ass Israelites gonna die from your wickedness. You know? And they shall see the Son of Man come in the clouds. That's another metaphor, clouds of heaven. That's another metaphor for the chariots with power and great glory. And with power and great glory is the armada that's going to be behind him. Uh, and 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 he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And as simple as that, Yahweh Shai is not coming to be a Mr. Nice Guy. He's not coming to rub you on your back and say, "Oh, you devil, I'm here to save you from yourself." No, he ain't doing all that shit. He's coming to make war. You know, matter of fact, 15 and 18. This is matter of fact, I'm gonna come back to this, but that's the scripture I'm on. This is the prophet Ezra talking of the second coming of Yahweh Shai. I just read Habakkuk, second coming of Yahweh Shai. I just read Yahweh Shai prophesying of his second coming, his second return back to the earth. You know, I read a little of Revelations, the 9th chapter, starting with the 11th verse. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's finish that off. This is Revelation 19 and starting back at 12. And his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And the many crowns that was on his head are the nations. He's coming to take their rulership. He's taking their power away from them. Matter of fact, let's get it now. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahweh, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and authority and power. He's coming to take you out of powership, out of rulership. And he's going to put you in your right place. He's the first, he's going to be the first slave master. He's going to put y'all under subjection, you know? For he must reign till he have put down all enemies under his feet. And the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. For he have put all things under his feet. But then he saith all things are put under him is manifest, and that he is accepted, which did put all things under him, and he's gonna put every last creature under subjection under him, every living soul. And when all things shall be subdued by him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that Yahweh may be all in all. So Yahawashi is going to set up the kingdom and deliver it up to Most High. and Yahawashi is going to reign over all these nations. You know, with that said, let's go back to the prophet Ezra's dream. This is Second Ezra, 13th chapter, starting at 1. And after it came to pass, after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there rose a wind from the sea, and it moved all the ways thereof. And I behold, and lo, a man waxed strong with 1,000 of heavens, and he turned his countenance to look, and all things tremble that were seen under him. And matter of fact, that's Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter, where he looked, when he measured the earth. Right here, Habakkuk 3 and 6. And he stood and measured the earth, and beheld, and lo, and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains. This is a good precept for this one right here. Uh, 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 um, uh, 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 um, because I beheld, and lo, a man waxed strong with 1,000 of heavens, and when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, they all burned that heard the voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. And I beheld, and lo, there was gathered a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. And this is These are the nations. Nobody want to go out of power, lose their power, rulership or their power, but and the Most High gonna put a spirit upon them to fight Yahawashi. They ain't gonna welcome Yahawashi with loving arms. They're gonna try to fight and take down Yahawashi. These these movies have you Edomites fucked up in the head, thinking that y'all could beat Yahawashi and still rule over us. No, this is the end. You know, I just read it in First Chronicles, the 15th chapter. The end cometh when Yahushua is here. It's over. It's a wrap. You know, you already lost. You know, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua gonna do it quick. Hey, America gonna fall in 1 hour. It's only gonna take 1 hour for America to be done away with. You know, so the Duda man that came out of the sea, and sea is like a metaphor for outer space. You know, and I beheld, and lo, that he graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. And this great mountain is the chariot, is the fathership I was talking about earlier. But I could not have seen the region, nor the place, nor or the place where without the hill was graven, and I could not. The prophet Ezra can see from the beginning to the other end of the chariot. This is how huge this chariot is. It's so huge. From the beginning, from what Ezra could see to the horizon, he couldn't see the end of it. You know, that's how massive this chariot is. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue the man were sore afraid, yet thirst to fight. And they was afraid, they was terrified, but the Most High still gonna put a spirit in them to want to fight. And these movies have deceived a lot of jakes. You know, a lot of you, you heathens, you wicked, thinking that y'all could overcome us, overcome the Lord and his armada of ships. You know, y'all think that y'all could beat something that's spiritual. You know, y'all can't beat a spiritual force like that. You know, but the Most High gonna put a spirit on them to fight because the Most High is a man of war, and this is gonna be the great holy day, next great holy day in the kingdom. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war. But only I saw as but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. This is talking about the concentrated heat, the energy, the laser beams. And they were all mixed together, one the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, everyone, so that upon a sudden and innumerable multitude was nothing, innumerable multitude, nothing was to be seen, but only the dust and the smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid. And the prophet Ezra was afraid when he seen this show of power. You know, and you should be afraid. Everyone. You know, what's that? 2 Peter's 2:9. Yahawashi is going to come as a thief in the night. What manner of person, you know, let's get it. No. Oh, 2 Peter 3:9. But the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away, and with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So everything's going to be done away with. You know, everything is going to be destroyed by the thermonuclear fire. Yahushua and the chariots, and while all that shit happening, we're going to be gathered up. You know. So that's it on this one. I pray you was edified. With that said, shalom.